Why, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Gaming News Show. I do apologize for the quality that it is currently, but of course, as you guys know, the lighting isn't that great, affecting for the lens of this camera, and it's also a cloudy day, so there's like no light in this room, so I'm stuck with one ceiling light that's literally tinted. It's one of the bulbs that are just yellow and not white like I should have set up, and hopefully the audio is all good. But enough with that. Let's, as usual, get right into the games that have released this week. The first game that has released this week is World of Final Fantasy Maxima for $40 on the Xbox One and Switch. It already has originally been released on a PlayStation 4 and PC, where in the game you are playing as characters from the Final Fantasy lore and monsters, which add even more fun and excitement to this unique adventure. This new and enhanced version of World of Final Fantasy also features the avatar change system, which allows the protagonists, Ren and Lan, to fight as champions, fight your way through exhilarating battles as legendary Final Fantasy heroes. So if you guys want to go check that game out, if you haven't already, on PC and PS4, to try and see how well different you will be on the Xbox One or Switch. So the next game that came out this week is Overkill's The Walking Dead for $60 on the PC, while the console version for Xbox One and PS4 will be coming out February 6th, 2019. Where in this game, it's basically Overkill got the license to make a Walking Dead game, where you're able to join in a 4-player co-op action FPS, where you fight the dead as well as the living, which is set in the Walking Dead universe, of course, where you and your group try to survive in post-apocalyptic Washington, D.C., and it is an online-only game, even though the actual makers are behind creating the Payday series and whatnot, but it's online only, and as far as I know, not a lot of people want to play it because the story trailers and everything and gameplay trailers that were shown were all good. It's the fact of the actual gameplay of what's seen, especially for people that got to play it early, like, it's not that fun of a game, but be sure to, like, you can technically just buy it on Steam within the 2-hour limit and just return it if you don't want to play it. Because I've seen plenty of people that comment in like people's things. It's like, oh, I just refunded this in part of the 2-hour time frame because I didn't like the play style and whatnot. So do what you wish with. If you feel like getting the game, just try it out. If you don't like it, just do the refund that Steam allows. Which next game on the list is Duracine for $30, which is a PS4 VR exclusive, where in Duracine, it's a brand new story adventure created by the renowned Bloodborne developer From Software. As a spirit in a secluded boarding school, the player must prove its existence and build a unique bond with the students as the world is uncovered through discovery and exploration. As the mystery of the story unfolds, this spirit must time travel to change the fate of the pupils. And the next game that came out this week is Tetris Effect for $40, but it is on sale technically currently for $36, and this is a PS4 VR exclusive, where it's basically a Tetris game, but like you've never seen it or heard it or felt it before, in an incredibly addictive, unique, and breathtakingly gorgeous reinvention of one of the most popular puzzle games of all time. That's basically, like, I know there was more in the description of that thing, but it's literally just Tetris but in VR, where they just added more particles in probably different modes to the game. So if you're very interested in Tetris, I would definitely advise getting it through the sale and not paying the $40 for a Tetris game that's just in VR. So, but do what you wish with your money, after all. But the next exciting game is Hitman 2 for $60 for the standard edition, $80 for the silver edition, $100 for the gold edition, and it is on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, where you travel the globe and track your targets across exotic sandbox locations in Hitman 2. From the sun-drenched streets to the dark and dangerous rainforest, nowhere is safe from the world's most creative assassin, Agent 47. The game introduces new ways to play, new game modes, and new features, including the new Sniper Assassin mode with the franchise's first co-op play. Which I have seen the gameplay where you're basically competing to, it's literally a co-op mode where you're competing to kill the one assassin for the first person to kill the person, and like the second player is basically a ghost and vice versa for the other person. But the standard edition, of course, comes with that sniper assassin mode, and then the silver edition comes with said mode plus the executive pack and the expansion 1, which I'm guessing is future DLC. And then the gold has everything else, as well as be able to play it early access, and the second expansion, which is even more DLC. So I hope you guys that are looking forward to Hitman 2 definitely buy this. I hope that there's a little bit of a graphic upgrade, because I don't know, I've only seen what was shown for trailers during E3 this year, and that's it. So I really hope it's really good, especially the co-op mode, but we'll just have to see. And then the last game that came out this week that's a highlight is 1111 Memories Retold for $30, which is for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. The 11th of November 1916, a young photographer leaves Canada to join the Western Front in Europe. The same day, a German technician is told that his son is missing in action on the front. They will discover the realities of war, crossing paths on the front and on the rear, trying to preserve their humanity of their loved ones in the face of disastrous events. If they can come back at 11 a.m., the 11th day of the 11th month of the year 1918, they will face the biggest decision of their lives. This is the moving story of the end of World War I, which, if you have not seen the trailer, it is very interesting art style that they decided to do. They decided for the engine to look more paint related, because it's not like Telltale where they have like little marks and whatnot on the face. No, the entire world, as well as the players and objects, literally all look painted, and it looks gorgeous as hell. You should definitely go check it out, especially since the game is only $30. It is. I'm probably going to end up buying it. I look forward to it, definitely. But as always, in every episode, the references to the articles and stories I talk about are in the description down below. Be sure to check them out if you're interested to read about the topics that I talk about in this episode. But the very first topic we have this week is the Diablo Immortal Blizzcon announcement Backlash that Blizzard received, because during this past BlizzCon, the team behind the Diablo franchise had announced a new Diablo game, although their fans wanted them to make either a remake for one of the older titles or a Diablo 4 game. And what did the team deliver? A Diablo game that takes place between Diablo 2 and 3 during a so-called in-game 20-year gap between these games. Now you may be wondering why fans are totally angry about receiving the new game. Well, for one thing, the team has said on record that the game will only be on mobile devices for iOS and Android, as well as having no plans for the future of having a PC port.
Lord Fluffy, face of Diablo. I was curious.
Fluffy.
I was curious. I see a lot of mechanics that we've kind of been begging for in Diablo 3 in this. Is there any plans to make this playable on PC, or is this strictly mobile forever?
Are there any? The current plan is to be on mobile, both Android and iOS. We don't have any plans at the moment to do PC. Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have phones, right?
You can play on your tablet too.
Which you should definitely understand then why people are so angry, as they are being forced to only play on their phones compared to their highly expensive and preferred platform for playing all the previous games on their PC, as the franchise was literally built on it. I do know for a fact that people wouldn't be as angry at all, though, if they had simply said the game would eventually have plans to be ported to the PC, because after all, the developers that the game is being licensed to make, called NetEase, which is a Chinese or Japanese company that has made games before for both mobile and PC, but they've already made a very similar game called Crusaders of Light, which looks like basically a reskin of what was shown of the trailer for Diablo Immortal at BlizzCon, and people are like, are you kidding me? We're literally getting basically this game, but with Diablo 3 graphics, pretty much. It's just really ridiculous. But from my perspective, of course, I have never actually played a Diablo game, even though I know at any time I can actually just buy a used copy of the first game and then so on and so forth for the other sequels and whatnot. And of course, fire the sequels up on Battle.net. But the Diablo games, to me, just aren't my type of game to play. With that said, though, I do agree completely with the backlash that the team is receiving, because even if you're trying to evolve by sending a new game that will be part of the universe to mobile, that doesn't excuse you from releasing the game on the sole platform, like I said, that the franchise had started from to begin with, especially with how many developers are receiving titles for mobile just because of the unnecessary incentive to constantly bug the player for their money, whether for simple power-ups or literally a complete pay-to-win system. Even though they're not saying it, it is what it is. The team definitely should have ran multiple polls before BlizzCon to just ask whether they would like it if they decided to release a mobile-only game that won't be on PC, or to make a mobile game that would eventually port it to PC. Which, by the way, there is an epic savage couple of questions that the devs did receive during the Q&A that totally makes sense for the audience to react to the way they are doing currently online. Which, here's the clip.
We'd have to wait and see. Thank you.
Hey, just was wondering, is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke?
No, it's a fully fledged Diablo experience on mobile, which everybody will get to play, and hopefully which will bring new heroes to Sanctuary, as well as welcoming our community back into it, and something we're very excited about.
I should say we're super excited about Diablo Immortal. We brought Diablo to consoles, PC, Xbox, PlayStation. We're gamers. Everyone at Blizzard is gamers. We play games on all platforms, and we're really excited about making a new Diablo game for mobile.
I, of course, hope for the best for the team, as I'm sure the game story is great, but the exclusive mobile platform is just a giant mistake, and for everyone angry at them, don't bother making angry memes or anything like that. Just wait for the game to come out, and simply don't download it, or pay any money in-game for it if you do download it, because after all, they are not going to bother paying attention to angry memes or anything like that. What they're going to pay attention to is the money, because if there's no money getting put into the game, then that will definitely tell them that they're losing money into the game they just wanted to make, so that literally they will listen then to when they're losing money compared to people just being angry online, all because they want to make a simple quick buck. But anyways, the next topic that I want to talk to you about, even though I made it way too long the last episode, is that more Black Friday deals have been leaked. That is right, good old Walmart, Best Buy, and many other stores, their actual Black Friday catalogs have been leaked way earlier than what they should be. If anything, they should be like, the catalogs probably are going to end up being released by the end of next week, because after all, Thanksgiving is still in 2 weeks. Although, of course, I'm not going to spend that long on the subject at hand. I just want to mention that I did compare sales of the games I previously told you guys, that, of course, comparing Target's game sales compared to Walmart's and Best Buy's, and basically I can definitely say that I'll be purchasing Detroit Become Human and Far Cry 5 from Best Buy because they'll only be $20 compared to the other stores selling them for $25, which I'll probably end up just getting God of War for $25 at Walmart. So unless there's another better deal, who knows? But it's just awesome because the games literally came out in the spring and early summer, and I think Detroit Become Human came out in the summer. But it's still awesome as hell that it's like only going to be paying $20 for it and then $25. It's awesome. But of course, be sure to look in the description down below as always to see what deals you look forward to taking advantage of for Black Friday this year. Then the next topic we got is that actually is a week old because people started talking about it actually last week, which is the Fallout 76 beta problems. So, of course, unless you have been living under a rock for the past week, like I said, you may or may not have heard that just like any beta for any game soon to come out, that the beta may have problems. Well, you would be right if you think that Fallout 76 had beta problems, especially if you had experienced them already firsthand. One of the biggest problems, reportedly, is when the client for the game on the PC decides to just uninstall the game entirely while it is running, and Bethesda's only answer to this issue is basically just don't touch the client at all once it starts up, because I don't know how the hell even clicking a client literally uninstalls the game if it's just loading. But I don't know. I have not seen it. I just know I've heard the reports. So another problem that I find really strange is how players have noticed that their game speed increases when they face the ground. But this bug, I guess, really is just because the game speed is linked to the refresh rate of the game window. So when PC players want to try to increase their FPS in the system game files, it turns out that they ended up increasing their speed from their perspective, which I'm sure the moment they found this out, I'm like, I didn't mean to do this, I just wanted to increase my FPS. Which, of course, I do find that little thing just innocent if they just wanted to increase the FPS and then realize that would happen, period. But for, of course, those that found out about the issue and deliberately doing this to get an unfair advantage, I simply will say just to enjoy it while it lasts, because more than likely that bug will be the very first bug that hopefully Bethesda addresses in the base game at launch, because if it's part of an update patch, I can guarantee it, some people will try to find a way to bypass said update patch and still be able to join the game even if it's online only. Of course, though, that the game wouldn't have this problem if Bethesda would have just licensed out an engine like Unity or Unreal, but of course that would have been the smart thing to do. And just to finish up the story off, please tell me in the comments below what problems you have been having in the beta, and will you be buying Fallout 76 at launch or wait until the price goes down and most of the bugs are hopefully cleaned out, which who knows if they will, because the thing, online games, most of the time bugs just literally creep out like they're nothing, like crazy. It's ridiculous. But the last topic for this week is PlayStation Classic Games Unveiled. If you've been curious what these games are, they are Battle Arena Toshinden, I don't know how that pronounced, but Cool Borders 2, Destruction Derby, Final Fantasy VII, Grand Theft Auto, and of course many more, because I'm not going to sit here and tell you like 20 different games. But for the full list, of course, do check in the description down below. And since I've never touched a PlayStation game in my life, I would love to at some point, but I think emulators would be much better as it is. But I can't really suggest other games that would be any different from what other content creators, as well as older gamers, would like from PlayStation Classic, as I was only like, I think 7 maybe by the time, roughly around 7, when the PlayStation came out. So, however, I do like that Sony included the first GTA game from the console, as I have only seen the game played on a Game Boy Advance, I think it was, that came out, as well as the PC. But please tell me what games you would like there to be for the PlayStation Classic in the comments down below. That is all the topics for this week. Here is some of the memes that I found on Reddit. where the first one is from user the Sean X64X, where Lisa must pay for her actions, which I'm assuming it must take place in Assassin's Creed 2 because it's assassination contract where you gotta assassinate this target. And the reason for this contract is that she sneezes in people's faces. And it's like, yeah, basically, I can understand that perspective, definitely. It's unbelievable, really, when you think about it, when people literally just sneeze in your face and don't even bother to excuse themselves. It's like, okay, so you basically want me to kill you. But that's funny, just funny. But the next meme I saw is by user mashed potato, and as it says, when my daughter dressed up as Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn, I took a picture of her on a horse at the school carnival. A friend photoshopped her in the game, and damn, that looks epic as hell. Like, she must have, I wonder if they were like standing in front of like a solid color, because otherwise that is a really awesome Photoshop. Like, really great. Hopefully it was in front of like an actual colored thing that's like perfectly, so that it's like it's easier to actually crop out the background and just put her in the game. But technically Horizon Zero Dawn I still need to actually play. I probably will stream it at some point, but I currently just started up playing Heavy Rain on twitch.tv/Deathstranger. Be sure to check that out in the link in the description below. And that will be it for this week. I thank you all for watching. What do you guys think of the topics? Be sure to leave a like on this video if you have enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter at Deathstranger and follow me on twitch.tv/Deathstranger to know when I stream, as well as subscribe for more videos and hit that bell icon so you know when I upload a video or start live streaming on YouTube. With that said, I will talk to you guys next time. Bye now.